Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking about the BoJack Horseman show on AFTERBUZZ TV, of course. Stay tuned because we'll be talking about episode 7, Stop the Presses, and episode 8, Old Acquaintance. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show. If you guys haven't noticed, Andrew and I are going to be making a whole soundtrack.
We're going to sing this song every time.
Yeah, on Spotify and SoundCloud. So let us know if we have good voices. We believe we do. So
Coming soon, Andrew and Kanika sing the hits of BoJack Horseman.
BoJack Horseman. Welcome
find all
back,
the
guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the BoJack Horseman After Show. I'm your host, Kanika Lal. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal. And it's just the two of us tonight, but it's going to be double the trouble, double the funness.
Double the funness with me, Andrew Mena. You can find me on the Twitter at Andrew Mena or at Instagram at the Andrew Mena. Someone else beat me to the other one.
There you go. Okay, so episode 7, episode 8. We keep going. We keep getting surprises. I want to just start off by saying, you know what? A lot of shows do this, but BoJack Horseman is one show that knows how to stand alone in an episode. I think we've come to this point where in Netflix, everyone is just binging. So it's so hard to kind of differentiate which episode does this. But when you're talking about BoJack as a season, we know that, oh, the underwater episode is its own episode, or this finale or whatever.
Right. No, I totally agree. I think
love that the show does that.
It's a really standalone season. I think specifically season 3 seems like it has a lot of episodes that kind of can do like what you said, like the underwater episode, just kind of stand alone. Yeah. And I think that this is a big specific one because this is the one with the closer. And I love the closer. And it's an episode unlike a lot of other episodes that takes place mostly in flashbacks. Mm-hmm. You know, so the time is kind of played with also. So that's also interesting.
Time is definitely a huge factor because we get caught up, but then we get put behind, and then I don't know. Like the whole episode was driven by pretty much the conversation with the closer, who is voiced by Candice Bergen.
From Sex and the City.
Yeah,
and
she's from a lot of
things.
A lot of things. She did such a great job of just
She'd
keeping
be like,
that.
Sex and the City is what you know me from? I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Of that authoritative voice, but still soothing at the same time. And I mean, literally, BoJack Horseman's having a therapy session with
this newspaper
LA
salesperson.
Gazette. Yeah, literally the LA Gazette
I loved
head.
it. When she offered him the glass of water, I died. And
my gosh.
3, 2, 1, and then Johnny the drone just brings him a glass of water.
That was too much.
It's like an actual glass. It's not even a bottle that Johnny couldn't spill. It's a glass.
Like full. I didn't see that coming when she was gonna actually bring. I was like, how is she gonna do this? Like I know she was. Mean? Yeah. I know. So let's start off with the fact that BoJack wakes up in his pool because he couldn't get sleep the night before with a huge Todd paper mache head, which ironically was made by the LA Gazette newspapers.
There you go.
There you go.
Tying it all together.
Yeah.
And so he makes the call in order to cancel the subscription because Todd. Because Todd is basically driving him crazy. Do you want to start talking about that, like BoJack and Todd's relationship?
We could. I kind of want to just we could definitely just go in order in this one.
For sure.
Yeah, because I feel like if going in order would be better in terms of the flashbacks and stuff. So yeah, he calls the closer, and there's a whole line of people who have to get to her because someone wants to cancel the subscription. Which I think it happens a lot, but the way they kind of dramatize the situation.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's very she's a military something, or she's never seen. So she's like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, where she's just this evil mastermind. I mean this sincerely. How can I help you? And just almost meretricious. It's so showy.
I mean we never got to see her face. She was just from the behind, so it was an interesting effect. I mean, LA gets out of all places, and that's where we get where she was she was literally listening to his whole story, and that's where he asked for the glass of water. And I think he was explaining why Todd created the mache at first. So he created the head because, and there's so many stories within the stories in this episode. So he created the head because Todd thought there was some pest running around the house stealing the food.
Yeah, some pest or ghost or something. Or a ghost. But it turns out actually to be, I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves if we're going in order, but
We could talk about that now.
Okay, cool.
Because it doesn't
turns
go.
out to be Margo Martindale, character actress Margo Martindale. Yes.
Hilarious. I mean,
Amazing.
she's been living on BoJack's boat the whole time.
Exactly. Right after she murdered several people, the cops.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
And right after she did like La Jolla plays.
Yeah, she did.
theater.
Well, I'm from San Diego, so I thought that was specifically funny because they not only talked about the La Jolla Playhouse, which is like a theater that sends a lot of its shows to Broadway, but they also were like, she was like, the Union Tribune said I was a star to watch. I was like, that's the newspaper from San Diego. They
that
did their
is.
research.
Oh, because usually they would make up fake names, but
They could have, but the people at BoJack Horseman make a better show.
is LA Gazette a real name?
I don't know. I didn't look that one up.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
should
look that
have.
up. It sounds pretty real, but I don't know.
Internet, if you tweet at us, let us know whether or not the
Yeah,
LA
if
Gazette's
you-
real.
if you
'cause
care
we're not
enough.
going to do it.
Not everyone cares if that's real or not. If you do, let us know. I might. So yeah, she's there, and it's interesting to see her. She just seems like a character who is just there for more comedy.
The closer.
Yeah, no, Margo.
Margo, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, she adds complication because she's basically like a wild card. She's willing to like go kind of crazy. Like, I feel like she's. I mean, at the end of this episode, she basically steals the boat. She says, "I'm going to take it to international waters."
Yeah.
So that also like rules out the fact that BoJack had that resource of a boat and now doesn't, or maybe it'll come back like. She's basically in trouble. She keeps like showing up with the Todd head on and being like, they're not gonna find me. Like I got some more heat from the people telling me I'm a great actor. But
And it's an interesting line when she said to BoJack that she happened to appear on The Good Wife and
Yeah.
not get caught for that. But
how did you do that?
I get lost into the role. It's acting. Try that sometime, BoJack. And I feel like that
Burn.
line, it was a burn, but that line maybe has spoken to him
Oh, you think so?
in a way. BoJack is a character who also tries to run away from his problems.
Absolutely.
And I feel like Margo is maybe doing it a little bit more successfully than BoJack. So it could have just shown another juxtaposition. Thank you
Interesting.
for pointing out that the LA Gazette is not real, Zach.
LA Gazette is not real, according to our tech man.
Stop being
Zach.
so gullible, guys.
You know what, Zach? You know what? He told
Listen.
us not to be gullible, and I just want to let you know,
This
Zach,
show,
that leprechauns not proven false.
yeah.
Throwing it out there. Anyway, let's get back on
I
track.
just got into like a whole spiel of like how that could have been proven correctly. This show is so
There's research.
accurate in so many ways, though. It hard not to be so gullible.
Before we move on, I
yes.
really wanted to mention we have a moment right in the beginning there where Mr. Peanutbutter mentions the spaghetti strainers again, and he's like, "Well, we haven't talked about those in a while, but the longer we wait, the bigger the payoff." And I just feel like, oh my goodness, what is the point of the spaghetti strainers? And like, what is the further we go along with it,
I
and the further
know.
we like get away from the actual reason he got it, which was no reason.
Is this when they were pitching to Mr. Peanutbutter about
was-
the Capracadabra idea?
It was before that. It was the is he Meerkat? The Meerkat guy who was
Okay.
taken away from his son by Mr.
Oh,
Peanutbutter.
yes.
He's just like pitching ideas as Todd, being like, "Oh, I'd just say, let's get a bunch of spaghetti strainers." And as soon as he does that, Mr. Peanutbutter is like, "Yes, let's do that."
Yeah.
So I hope he's like somehow involved in the like ultimate like finale of
I'm
the
sure
spaghetti strainers. But-
fans who haven't finished the whole season would have seen that reappear. We don't know if it's going to reappear, but we're hoping. Fans who even haven't seen it reappear, hopefully, will see that. I
mean,
feel like it's something to
it's-
forget, though, because
I guess so. It's just so
in the
weird.
background.
And every time we go into the house, we see like the boxes just sitting there. It's like,
I
oh, what
know.
is it gonna be? I just
it's
gotta.
like another antic of Mr. Peanutbutter.
Yeah.
Like, he's always so excited. And then we're going to see a lot more of that in episode 8, too, which is exciting.
It's a good peanut butter episode.
Yeah, so I love the Cabracadabra tagline is, "We put women in the driver's seat." Mm-hmm. Okay, really? Do you?
I mean, that's literally what they do. And then
Like,
yeah.
like as if we didn't do that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have to say, like, I'm not a good driver. I don't think it's a female thing, but I've been in cars with other girls and women. And we're kind of distracted. Not to say males aren't good drivers or bad drivers,
You
but
heard that, internet. Kanika Law against women drivers.
sometimes I am.
We're going into
I got
some
it from my
legislation.
mom, who's like a horrible driver. So the point is that I'm not totally against that tagline. I think it's funny.
It is funny.
But, Emily's there.
Yes.
Emily's helping Todd with this whole idea. And I feel like BoJack is letting all of this play out in his house, which he wouldn't have allowed, is because there's some sort of guilt that he's feeling because we saw which he told the closer that he had sex with Emily.
Exactly. And he also says to the closer that he thought that he and Todd were doing well. He tells a story. He tells a story about how he's like, oh, yeah, he was saying something dumb. And then I just said, okay. Instead of telling him to shut up or whatever.
Yeah, it was like, did you know that a wiener dog's actually not a wiener or a dog? Okay. Instead of shut up.
Yeah.
And that's a huge improvement for BoJack.
Growth, but yeah, exactly. Is it enough? And I mean, you know, there's a lot of talk in this episode of Emily. She tries to leave.
Yes.
She's very uncomfortable with BoJack being there. BoJack makes it worse.
Yes.
You know.
So there's definitely some sort of like intimacy theme going on because we get that a little bit from BoJack, and Todd in the sense that, I mean, the closer was spot on when she said that, you know, BoJack might be pushing Todd away because of the bad thing he did. It seems like BoJack's mistakes, he, instead of apologizing for it and owning up for it, he instead just moves away and pushes away.
Right. She makes a really astute observation about how he basically is giving them a reason to point to when they eventually leave him, so that he doesn't have to feel like it's him as a person. It's something he did. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree, and I think there's such intense psychology in this show. Like this closer also as the character, it's maddeningly wonderful that she is the person dispensing this wisdom.
I know.
I love it so much.
The fact that we thought of that, you know?
Yeah, they're just like, you'll never see her face either.
Yeah,
just be a soothing voice.
To use someone from the LA Gazette out of all places, it's like
the amazing newspaper that is totally real. I'm pretty sure.
So real.
So real.
But the other level of intimacy he has is with Anna Spanakopita.
Oh, exactly.
That he tries to. All of a sudden he's kind of intrigued by her.
Yes.
They had a marketing meeting. And this line cracked me up, in which this is a flashback to when BoJack was talking to the closer about what happened in the marketing meeting, and Diane just keeps running in about telling everyone why she was late. The whole story about how she left her key card at home, but it was really at her car, and then she had to go back for her credit card, but then she had to take an Uber, and then they were all like, why did you tell us this story? And then the closer's like, why'd you tell me this whole story? And BoJack's like, I don't know.
You ever have a story like that where someone tells you a story and you're like, I have to tell someone else because I can't have sat through this alone?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So true.
Yeah.
Usually I keep it inside, but I would let it out.
I feel like BoJack's that kind of person. He's like, share my misery. Share it. Share it.
That was hilarious. But then they're having the meeting, and
yeah, I was just going to say, the closer says to BoJack, you're afraid of being known and knowing others, which is this like line that sticks with him because later on he like pleads with Anna about it. He's like, I want to be known and know others. He says that in the car while they're having kinky car sex.
Yes.
Which he is like okay with, but not okay with because it's what he's used to and what she thinks he needs, but not what he wants and not what he thinks is happiness, you know?
Yeah.
Which is so interesting. Like, and it says, like, I've been with guys before that are like you, and in my experience, this is what makes you happy.
And he questions that. He's like, is this what I really want, though?
Right. And I think a lot of that is his idea of what happiness is, more so than, like, his actual emotional investment in anything. He wants someone to, like, commit to and believe in.
Right.
You know, and Anna is, like, this terrifying figure who he can, like, who is, like, professionally helping him a lot. Like, you know, is, like, forwarding his career, but is also, like, this person he doesn't know at all. So
yeah, I mean, like, usually he'd be so his style, I guess you could say, is just doing a lot of drugs, doing a lot of alcohol, and how do you put it, like, just sleeping away his problems with other women. But this time he actually wants to know, no, who is this girl, this woman I am having sexual intercourse with, because it adds meaning to it. I don't know why I'm blanking,
do you think he thinks the term sexual intercourse? Just curious. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he does not.
No, he says sex.
I don't think anyone thinks of it as sexual intercourse.
No? Okay. I think someone has to.
Okay, you're right.
Maybe
some people do,
Wisconsin.
including myself.
Yeah?
Wisconsin. Well,
I don't know.
Well, no, I don't. I guess you could. It's digression a little bit. This like whole episode with a lot of digression, but like you could label it depending on the relationship you have.
Cool. Yes.
Like making love is with someone you actually are in love with. Or
yes. So I think that this was
Fucking. I
think it was that one. Is the one that we can only spell.
Yeah. Is what he would used to do, but now he wants to like actually
have
do it,
like a meaningful like, and I'm sure he's like kind of hoping to find out what it means.
Is this too rated R for you guys? Because too bad.
You guys, this is the real stuff we're dealing with.
Yeah, like let's go wrong. But during the marketing meeting, though, I love when Anna was like, "Yeah, they need to have all these for your consideration posters because the Oscars and all the other award shows forget about the shows out there. They need to be constantly being considered, which was so true.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't live in Los Angeles, literally you are driving around and all the billboards have these shows up and it says for your consideration for the Emmys.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't think it's in other cities.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because billboards definitely differentiate depending on what city you live
Yeah.
in, and LA is all about promoting certain stuff versus
Right.
like New York.
No, I
So
totally agree.
it's actually interesting, that kind of culture, the billboard culture. But that's what they were talking about in this meeting. And BoJack sticks to one certain ad. So Andrew, if you want to go into that ad that he
Sure,
liked.
absolutely. So he sees this ad, right? And the ad is just a mirror. It says you are Secretariat. And when he looks into it, he sees his own reflection, obviously. So he's incredibly moved by that because he's looking at all of these pictures that are basically not him at all. Like most of them, I think, are computer generated images of the other, like the computer version of BoJack.
Right.
So it is in no way a reflection of him or who he is, even though it's his dream role, even though he like thought about this since he was a kid and always wanted this. It is hollow, you know. And so when he looks into that mirror, he has this moment of he's like, it's kind of beautiful, you know. And I think that's totally true. I had a moment, I was totally verklempt for a moment there. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. You are Secretariat. And I think, you know, obviously Turtle Top is like, that is a stupid idea.
By the way, J.K. Simmons.
Amazing. Yeah. I love that he's basically J. Jonah Jameson, but without the, like, shouting. He's like a J. Jonah Jameson that was, like, then always just kind of, like mumbles.
Yeah, he's just a certain power to him. But Turtle Top is interested in making money. He's like, obviously you see yourself in the mirror, Secretariat. It's your money, but we didn't pay for that.
Yeah, when I look at it, I see an old turtle. Who are you, old turtle? Not Secretariat? Great.
It's true, though.
And they also make a good point, which is like, okay, so if we're seeing other people in the reflection, why are we giving you the Oscar? Like,
Exactly. But it was a deeper meaning for BoJack. I think he said something about like it's how he sees himself, really, and I think he needs more of that confidence boosting. So then after they're having like kinky sex in the car, he goes to follow her.
he follows her home, which is really creepy. Not the creepiest
But not
thing BoJack
surprising.
has done.
Yeah, definitely
but,
not the creepiest thing he's done.
But definitely need to point out that that is not okay.
But we find out while they're having sex that Anna was married and she has a son that she's not allowed to see.
She also says she really likes cantaloupe, and he asks her if any of that is true, and she doesn't answer. So I wonder if there is any validity or if she just made that up. But I think you're right. If that is a situation, like
I actually wouldn't be surprised. I feel like that's the reason why she's so tough.
maybe. No, I mean I totally believe like Annabelle Bassett
her,
plays it so well and so
I know, I love her.
amazingly. Yeah,
I
She's
know.
one of my faves.
I know. And it's interesting about how he made the comment to the closer about when you really see someone for who they really are, it kind of ruins them.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I wrote that down too.
So many winning lines
What
in this episode, too, right?
Yeah, and BoJack says it ruins them, and like what a thought, and like he clearly thinks that about himself. Like he is, if anyone is to see the real him, it ruins him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what an intense way to feel about yourself, and like every flashback we have with his mom is so exhausting. She just has nothing but negativity for him, and these like out of nowhere, like you'll never be happy, BoJack. Like what? You were talking about something completely different 2 seconds ago.
Actually, I know.
So I mean,
it just haunts him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the site like we were talking about, the philosophy, the psychology of this episode is really rooted in his intense problems with his with women in general. Like he turns every woman he meets into this kind of either sexual conquest or tries to like make them his mommy, basically, like do everything for him, like Princess Carolyn always does. So I mean, it's this intense, like almost Oedipal complex he has that he's just repeating the cycle over and over.
That's actually a really good point. So the time that he does want to take control, for example, when he tells Anna, no, I want to do the mirror billboard ad. It's like those moments do turn her on, and do make it shocks me. It surprises me. Like I like seeing BoJack be decisive
and adamant about
something he cares about for a good cause. That shows improvement in someone's character.
Yeah, making decisions out of the artistic merit of them rather than the marketability.
Right, or either out of impulsiveness. I think he thought about it. It's meaningful and makes us appreciate him so much more. So they go with the billboard, and it just happens to be a big mirror in the sky, which is going to be a problem.
Oh, man. I mean, when the bird flies into it, it's like, oh, yep, that's gonna. And they're like, oh, when the sun hits that, oh, it's yeah, that is gonna be bad.
So I wonder how that will play out.
Oh man.
But also, let's talk about quickly Emily leaving. You know, we never really find out. Todd never really finds out why. But do you think he has some sort of inkling? Because the whole time he was a little bit like, okay, what's going on?
Right. I think there's this moment right after she says, I don't think BoJack has been a very good friend to you.
I know.
After that.
That was harsh.
Yeah, it was an intense sentence.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also, yeah. I mean, I have mixed feelings about that because on the one hand, BoJack is being a bad friend to Todd. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But I also, I mean, I wish she would have just straight up told him instead of saying that. I felt like that's not, like, and maybe this is rude of me to feel, but I feel like that's not her business to say. Like,
I agree.
You gotta, you
I
say,
totally agree.
I slept with BoJack, I feel bad about it, and I also feel like, I mean, you can say, I also feel like BoJack is keeping it from you. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just a personal preference. I just felt like she
I don't think
handled it
she had the
weird.
right to say, like, BoJack's not a good friend, this and that. Like, I think that's just causing more attention. And
Yeah. I mean, and she's
because
not
she's
wrong.
not, yeah, and she also kind of admitted to herself that she also feels guilt and she's
Yeah.
not being a good friend and he deserves so much.
Which is what
And by the way, I love how the
she's
whole
leaving, right?
time they were talking, they were like doing the move.
They were doing the space work of the car.
What? What do you mean, Emily? I can't work for you, Todd. What do you...
Let me put up the divider. Yeah, absolutely. It was super wonderful. That, Todd, you should do improv. Wait.
Oh, wait.
You did.
Yeah, that was a disaster. Oh my god, I
But
love
you
that
kept
scene.
the space work, and we appreciate
The
that.
space work was spot on.
Spot on, buddy.
They do. I love. Anyways, wow.
I loved it.
I don't know. I kind of want BoJack to own up to his own mistakes, but that might not happen. I think his mind's so elsewhere. He's not even thinking about that, but it's gonna show up.
No,
It
I
has
totally
to show.
agree. There, I think, is that moment. This is like the last thing I want to say about
Of
this
course,
episode.
yeah.
But, there's that moment where he's on the phone with the closer, and she says, you use your bad choices to push people away, give them something to point to, and I think he really gets scared of that. It's this moment in his like eyes and voice that is very like, no, why can't it just be that I'm an asshole? And that is
I
like, that's
know.
what he says is, why can't it just be that?
Yeah.
And it's not that, BoJack. It's not that. You're trying to make it that, but that's not what it is. And like with
Because it's so much easier to say that rather than own up. Because he knows he's a good person.
The silent episode proves to us, like, you
Yeah, I
saved
know.
that baby, dude. You had a real emotional attachment to it,
yeah.
and your heart broke when it didn't recognize you as you left it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we see your heart. Go with your feelings. Stop being.
I know. And
what
it's
you
so
think.
easy from us to see on the outside, right? But
Absolutely.
I feel like if someone were to even see our lives in here,
Yeah.
they would say, no, do that. But it's, I don't know, I don't know what we get so clouded about.
I know. I mean, it's emotion.
This is like therapy for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's the intense thing. It's hindsight's 20/20, and it's always easier to see,
Yeah, I
better
know.
from the outside. But
It is.
if only we could help you, BoJack. If
That's
only.
why I really wish my life was like the Truman Show sometimes.
So that you could step outside of it. And
Yes. Yes.
and then just go home.
Yeah.
I'm tired of life. Let's get off this show.
Yeah, that's kind of morbid, Andrew.
I know. I'm sorry.
But I kind of like it. Okay, but a few more pointers. By the way, Candace Bergen dated Trump in college.
What? That's a thing?
That was the thing.
I mean, she made the right choice. They're not together now.
And then I want to point out one thing about the Kickstarter line that Diane said.
Oh, right.
It was like
She
it was
has
about a
to-
show about pigs starting a circus or going to circus school.
I thought it was her friend's something.
Yeah, the project was about pigs going to circus school, and so
Okay.
she had to donate. But I like that her friend's response about just do something nice for your friend.
Yeah.
Because
You can afford it. Yeah.
yeah, before I would be like, I don't want to pay $50, but
Yeah.
it's for a friend. It just speaks to like the Kickstarter campaign trend right now, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, you guys. Speaking of which, my Kickstarter. All right.
Speaking of which, there's no relation here, but it could be.
Could be.
You know, we obviously at AfterBuzz TV, we love bringing out so much content to you guys. Not to mention it's free content, and one of the reasons we can do that is because of our amazing sponsors we have,
We have the best
including.
sponsors in the world.
We do. Honestly, like that's the reason why Andrew and I are here. We wouldn't be here without them, to be honest. So it's Loot Crate. And I want to just tell you guys a little bit about it. So don't tune us out because you might be interested. So to break it down for you, you get collectibles. That's apparel, like clothing wear. It's from your favorite pop culture franchises.
Break out some of these bad boys.
Yes.
Oh, snap.
Let's show some visuals
this
for
is
that.
Is it like a bobblehead? But it's, I'm
I
looking
love
at
that.
a Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, it could be delivered to your door every single month, okay? We're talking about a new t-shirt in every crate. We have little figures, like Andrew pointed out, comics, stuff for your kitchen, exclusive stuff that you can't get anywhere. Even like Harry Potter franchises. That's amazing. I definitely want that, especially because the whole Fantastic Beast thing is coming out.
Yeah, the new movie.
Yeah, there's a whole new
American
book,
Hogwarts.
The Cursed Child.
Yeah.
Marvel Comics, Fallout 4, Star Wars, so much more. And guess what? You can get this not for $50, not for $60, but less than $20 a month.
Whoa,
That's like
less than $20 a month?
That's like, look at him. He's a natural
That's
salesperson.
hashtag hecka affordable.
That's hashtag like I don't even know, like less than what you pay for
I'm not a good folder.
gas. Less than gas a month. Whatever. I'm trying
That
to.
is way less than gas a month.
So,
I
Loot
agree.
Crate, you should definitely come geek out with us. It's a monthly subscription box service for epic geek and gamer items. And it's 68 items that will include all of these goodies. So when, where, how can you do all this? You have until the 19th, okay, at 9 p.m. Pacific. Again, I want to repeat, the 19th of August at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, then you cannot get all these amazing goodies. Look at Andrew right now.
Terminator
That's pretty
believes
fun.
that the 19th is this Friday. Friday.
Yeah. And Halloween's coming up soon before we know it. That would be a great thing for Halloween. So head over to lootcrate.com/buzz.
Halloween,
Okay, again.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. Just get someone to Loot Crate.
Yes, so that's lootcrate.com/buzz. Enter the code BUZZ to save $3 off. That would be great. And on any new subscription. Sorry, guys. And then I want to add one more thing.
Please.
That Level Up is now lootwear. So it's okay to be a little bad when you look this good in lootwear Anthro collection. So that features Suicide Squad stuff, which
Sweet.
is the new movie that came out.
DC Universe.
A World of Warcraft tee that you can't give up.
Exclusive.
A Harley Quinn item. And an Archer wearable.
Ooh.
That would be great.
I enjoy Archer.
And hopefully we can include some BoJack Horseman in that too. Mm-hmm. Again, guys, you have until the 19th until 9 p.m. Pacific. That's lootcrate.com/buzz. Enter BUZZ to save $3 off.
BUZZ. Get it done, y'all.
Oh, sorry for like my... Okay.
You should be sorry, Kanika. How dare you? Moving right along.
Episode 8 to Old Acquaintance. This was a jam-packed episode, dude.
Absolutely. These two were some very, dense episodes. There's a lot going on.
I know. So let's first actually talk about Diana and Mr. Peanutbutter first.
Okay.
And then we can get to the second part later.
Absolutely.
So Labrador Peninsula.
The Labrador Peninsula.
It's so happy there. It feels like nothing can go wrong.
They
Dogs
literally
are-
say nothing bad ever happens on the Labrador Peninsula.
No, literally, it's like a dog's paradise.
I mean,
parks and fetches and
Not
walks.
just a dog's. That is my paradise.
Actually, yeah,
I
it
want to go hang out in the Labrador Peninsula. I know a lot of people who would probably die to do that stuff.
Actually, it seems pretty bliss. And we meet your
Captain Peanutbutter.
He's one of your favorites.
One of my faves.
Voiced by.
Weird Al Yankovic. Avi, one of the best singers ever.
It was a good.
Probably.
It was a good character.
Yes,
It was a good role,
he did
right?
such a fun little voice for him too. And so yeah, let's talk about him just a little bit.
I love how when they enter the airport, he was like, "Yeah, just look for someone who looks just like me." Diane's like,
Looks around every single person as a Labrador.
Do you think that's like speaks to something bigger though?
Do you think it's implied racism? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think BoJack does a lot of that. But
But like
deals
in a
with that
fun
stuff
way,
in
in a
fun
good
way.
way. It's like
Certainly.
if you were to come with me to India and I'd be like, just look for someone who looks like me, you'd be like, okay, it could be really any one of these girls.
That girl. This girl?
She has black hair and brown skin. I think
Yeah.
that's her. Literally, I don't take offense to it. It's true. It's it's hard to differentiate. So that's how Diane felt.
If we went to Comic-Con, you'd lose me in a crowd of fat bearded guys.
There you go.
You'd be like, oh God.
No, I wouldn't say
The
that.
one with glasses. Wait. Oh gosh.
Okay.
There's too many of them.
I wouldn't say fat. You're not fat.
Husky. All right.
No, you're
Siberian
built.
Husky.
You're built.
Aw.
No,
That's a-
and I
that's
mean
a-
that. I mean that.
That's a sweet word.
You know, I. So sweet of you to say.
So
on
sweet of you
the
to say.
But she's.
Stop it. Anyway.
She sees Captain Peanutbutter.
Yes.
And he's so giddy at first.
Yeah,
loving
he
the
tackles
company.
Mr. Peanutbutter and like wrestles him, and then as soon as she tries to like hug him or shake his hand or whatever, he tackles her too, even though she has a broken arm.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, nope, your family.
That was funny.
Super
And
cute.
I love how when they're in the drive home, they're literally the heads are out of the window, like
they're
a
just-
typical.
like Ace Ventura.
Oh.
It was cute. I loved it.
A typical dog thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diane's kind of taking it in, observing, thinking something is off because the minute that we see those little twins, which are Mr. Peanutbutter's nephews,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Peanutbutter just becomes all morbid.
Yeah, he gets super morose. He goes, yeah. After she says something about the kids, he goes, yeah, someday they'll die. Like we all will. He gets so dark. It's incredible. And he just keeps doing that. And every time Mr. Peanutbutter's around, he's just chipper as can
I
be.
know. Now, here's what made me laugh. Literally, I could not stop laughing for 5 minutes.
It's a long time.
Diane asked Mr. Peanutbutter, she's like, did you tell him about the ABORTIOSON, however you spell abortion?
Yeah, just like that.
He's like, audition? No, he thinks I'm offer only. That would break his heart.
That's another great Hollywood joke for us actor types.
If you're offer only, that means you don't really have to audition. Like
Yeah,
the
that
casting
means
directors just want you
You
right
just
away.
wait for people to hand you things.
I mean,
which
I
is
just
a
thought that
great
was
way to live.
hilarious. The fact that like that would break his heart if he wasn't offer only, and the way he just like was so innocent about it. I don't know. It just the way he delivered the line, it cracked me up. It was so Hollywood.
Yeah. Mr. Peanutbutter is this really sweet. I feel like, I mean, obviously he's the main foil to BoJack in that he is an example of what Hollywood does to people who are positive and who are like happy-go-lucky and ready to like have a good life. Anyway, so he's trying real hard too in his way. And so I think there's this really interesting moment, since we're kind of talking about it, where he lashes out at Diane. And he like
Because Diane's literally telling him something's wrong. You need to, address this, and he goes,
why do you think you know my brother better than me?
Yeah.
Like, just because your family is like effed up
know.
does not mean that there's drama everywhere. It is
I
a
love how-
really intense departure for us, at least, from how he's always been.
I was like, and Diane was like, even like, wow, I
Yeah.
never seen a side to you. But
I
don't you
was
kind
hushed. I
of
was
like
like, oh.
the way that you were Hush Puppy.
I was hushed puppy. Oh no, good pun.
Yeah, we try with our puns. We're gonna do as best as we can. But don't you think it was a great move, maybe on the writer's point, that they didn't really elongate her reaction to that? She just kind of like let
Yeah,
it slide
she
because
just-
she understood. But most girls would react to like, "Don't you dare throw those at me!" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like Diane isn't that
Like,
kind of
I
girl.
am
You're
that
totally
kind.
right. Yeah, do not say that to Kanika. You will
Future
not.
boyfriends out
you
there.
will not enjoy it. Anyone looking? No, but I totally agree. They don't linger on that moment. He
Yeah.
immediately goes to confirm his fears. He goes out to talk to Captain Peanutbutter,
Yeah.
where he tells him that he has his twisted spleen. Or is it spleen? Yeah, it's a twisted
spleen.
Because spleen is the funniest organ.
I
name.
know.
And so it seems this is a really sweet little moment. He goes, "What is this? This is a
know.
very special episode." And they
that was
like cry and
hilarious.
howl. It was so cute.
It was
I
adorable.
died.
What a good like moment for for dogs, for brotherhood, for
Yeah,
family.
I mean,
for...
I have a brother too, so I feel like
Aw.
you don't talk about mortality with
actually.
your family. You don't talk about the
I
fact that
know.
we're all gonna die eventually. But when someone does have like a health scare, like I'm gonna share a little bit. My brother had an aneurysm once, and we had this like crazy scare. Like it's basically where like something goes crazy in your brain. So the idea of like losing family suddenly and forever is this really crazy concept, and I think
Yeah,
they beautifully
it's
captured that
shocking.
moment. Yeah, of acknowledging that like no matter what, we're always together. Like you will be the captain now.
I know.
It was, you got me. You got me.
Yeah, it's a
So
sense.
good.
It is really good. It's a sense of reawakening and just like, I don't know. Life is so precious,
Yeah.
and you forget that. And it was an interesting, I think, character development for Mr. Peanutbutter, who we finally saw a more vulnerable side to him.
Absolutely. The willingness for him to kind of, I mean, there's that moment too for him, the willingness for him to admit that he's wrong.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't verbally say it, he like let Diane like hold him after he got to
I
sleep, and
know.
that smile where he's like, she really cares, and she's
I
gonna
know.
be here, and
I know.
killing me.
I
Killing
know.
me,
And
BoJack.
before we move on from this, and we go to Vanessa and all that, I love the line too when Peanutbutter was like, "No, he's all bark, no bite." How would you say that in human? In human, you guys all talk.
No shooting each other with assault rifles. Yep.
Doesn't that happen?
Yes.
It does.
He's like, am I wrong?
Am I
that was
wrong?
my favorite too.
I know.
He's like, well, hey, that's what people do.
And it's so speaking to really in I don't know, in an interesting comedic way. It touched upon a whole topic.
Yeah, for a comedy show, there is so much intense satire that it is too real sometimes.
Oh, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, they do it well.
This is like life. BoJack is life. Okay.
BoJack is
we
life.
are gonna rush a little bit. I'm sorry, guys, for the second half because we are a little bit behind, but we will make it happen. Okay, so we have the reappearance of Vanessa Gecko.
And
played by
Rabinowitz.
Kristen Chenoweth and the rabbit. And
Played
so there's
by Ben
pretty
Schwartz.
much, yes, thank you for saying that.
No worries.
There's pretty much two interactions we have between the agents, which is really interesting. We see them trying to fight for their client, Chuff Hollister,
Chuff, yeah.
a
Chuff
zebra,
the zebra.
to play Pegasus in David Pincher's movie.
Right. And we
or
also
BoJack.
saw the first time Chuff in the music video. He was like in the music video for the abortion thing. He was the rapper that was rapping over.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah, he's coming back,
Ding,
y'all.
ding, ding.
So, yeah, so it's basically him versus BoJack for this part of Pegasus, who
Yes.
it seems like is an Iron Man adjacent kind of character, like a superhero.
Yes.
Yeah, because he makes that joke about Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr., which I tried seeing if that actually happened. I don't think so.
Woke up on some stranger's floor. I feel like that probably happened a couple times for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I mean,
at least.
unfortunately, yeah. He went through some of that bad history.
And also, strangers would let Robert Downey Jr. sleep on their floor.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably would.
Exactly. So
Maybe
we
not.
saw kind of like agency rivalry, and because they have a history about them trying to fight for the role, and Princess Carolyn does everything in her power. She even contacts her old assistant, Laura, which is played by Rachel Bloom from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend,
That
by
was
the
Rachel
way.
Bloom? Oh my gosh, Rachel, I love you.
I know, I wanted her to sing.
Oh, that would have been fun.
And,
Musical episode.
Laura happens to be the casting director's assistant
Right, so she's in a perfect position to help.
for David Pincher, which is
Right.
like, you cannot burn bridges in this town. Everyone's everywhere. They move up the ranks. You never know when you're going to need them.
It's true.
And she helps out Princess Carolyn until the rabbit finds an old email.
And the email basically says from after Princess Carolyn is like, oh yeah, I was always your biggest helper. I've been always pushing for you. I'm always in your corner. She finds an email that basically says the opposite of that, like, do not promote, I need her. Which I guess in one way is flattering because it's like, oh great, you're the best employee, I need you, but at the same
Yeah.
time it's stopping you from doing what you really want to do.
Exactly. It's
So-
like, imagine if someone sent that to Princess Carolyn when she was trying to get promoted.
She lost her mind.
She would have never forgiven.
Absolutely.
So a lot of this episode kind of deal with because BoJack Horseman had 3 projects coming to him. He had a project from Kelsey, which
The
of course
Jelly
was
Beans
set
project.
up by Vanessa and the rabbit. I can't even say his name properly.
Rabinowitz? You got it.
Did I get it?
Yeah, you totally got it.
Okay, Rabinowitz and Vanessa, but also Brad from Ethan Around, which
Yeah.
is a play on Fuller House, by the way,
Oh, is it?
because he's supposed to be raising 3 orphan horses.
Oh, I get it.
So they kind of made a pun on Fuller House,
Wah, wah.
and BoJack felt so offended that he wasn't called back. He wanted
made a stink about
he
it.
wasn't going to do it, but he just wanted to be loved and
Right,
wanted.
exactly.
That's his flaw.
And
Not a flaw.
poor Brad, who sells his house, immediately tries to move to LA, just so that BoJack can basically
Say no. And
not even say no, force other people to say no for him. He's so
know,
afraid.
He couldn't do it.
Yeah, he wants him to love him, even if he doesn't love him. It's super frustrating.
And that line that Anna literally shut down Brad by being like, I am already forgetting your face as I'm looking at it.
Oh, that was so brutal and mean.
Damn, so mean.
You carb-faced man. What?
Awful.
No, we all like carbs, you mean lady. I also wanted to say before we move on from talking about Vanessa Gecko and Rabinowitz really quick that in the beginning they say this profound thing that I think follows us to the end of the episode and is crazy to me because I never thought of it this way because obviously our main characters are BoJack and Princess Carolyn and Todd, but they're like, oh, we're the good guys. And they say that and I was like, what if we're just watching a show about the villains the whole time? Whoa. So with with that in mind, this episode ends really negatively for our heroes, not for the
not
good
for
guys.
the good guys, quote unquote.
So what if that's the show?
I know.
Secretly they're just having a wonderful life, or and they're doing their struggles. I want to see the Rabidowitz and Gecko show.
That is so true. Like, what if we're watching the villains the whole time? Wow. But I feel like everyone is a villain and everyone's a good guy. That's
think
what
that's
it
very
shows,
true.
the complexities of people.
Closer to the truth.
So, Princess Carolyn tried negotiating with Kelsey, and then she lost the deal at midnight. Hollywood is terrible, you're right, Zach.
Yeah.
But also magnificent at the same time. So she lost the deal. The Pegasus movie obviously went to Chuff. Rabidowitz had his babies.
Yeah.
It's like 7 of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Literally
6 or
hundreds
7.
of them. And we're back to square one. I mean, BoJack had so many opportunities in his hands, but it was the feeling of maybe having too much ego or power or not being decisive just got the worst of all of them.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, yeah, it's his pride, and he literally pissed away every opportunity he had.
And before we get to an ending, I just want to say that Judah met with the frog.
That's right. I forget his name, but he runs.
By the way, he's played by the showrunner. His voice is the showrunner
really?
of the show. In an interesting voice.
His voice is. I said that. I said it earlier to someone I was watching the show with. I was like, his voice is perfect for the way he looks. Like, he just looks like that guy.
I know. Oh,
great.
totally. And also, Todd decides to get orca drivers because the
dancers from
because males are starting to judge the drivers by their bang ability. Well, obviously, you're gonna get like those kind of clients.
Yeah, it's super hilarious because the idea when he started with Emily was obviously to make it a safe space for women, and he has done the opposite of that.
I know. I think I just skipped over the whole Judah part, but do you think that's gonna he's trying to merge Vim and Vigor?
I hope so.
He's not going behind Princess Carolyn's back. Many people might think that, but what do you think?
I mean, I hope so. So I hope in my heart of hearts, and I think in my heart of hearts, that Judah's a good guy. That Judah's one of the
I think so too.
Good guy. And I don't mean a good guy as in Rabidowitz and Vanessa. I mean he's one of our he's a BoJack and Princess Carolyn team.
I know, definitely.
Team Princess Carolyn. TPC. So I feel like he's gonna help her. I feel like he's trying everything he can to be a good friend. I feel like maybe he even has feelings for her almost.
Oh.
It's hard to tell with him because he is so
I know, he's so monotone.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So I mean, it could be feelings, but I think in general he just he's on a good side, and I really hope that his intentions are just to help Princess Carolyn, because basically we're in dire straits.
Yeah.
The company might go underground or underwater or whatever.
Yeah, I know. So. We pretty much said predictions in this whole episode, so we're just gonna see how it all plays out. 2 lines I always love talking about the lines. One line was when Sarah Lynn called BoJack, and she's like, "I don't know why we do things. Why do you think I made the cartoon tree from Pocahontas my emergency contact?"
Love it.
What is the Willow? The grandmother Willow?
Yeah, Grandma Willow.
As her contact.
I love that in that scene, she is driving without having either foot on the wheel or on the pedals. They're both up on the dashboard while she paints her toes on the phone.
But she's sober.
Amazing. Yeah, but she's sober. So.
And when Kelsey said, "Next time, don't break a girl's heart by inches. Break it all at once."
Poor Kelsey.
So true.
And that pitch for her movie too, she really sees BoJack, and I think that's something he really needs.
I know. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I think I'm good. What a great episode.
Sorry, guys, we rushed through that ending,
Emotional,
but another
wonderful.
great episode.
Yes.
Can't wait for more.
BoJack-tastic, we would say.
BoJack-tastic. All right, guys. See you next time.
Love you guys.
Follow us everywhere on Twitter, social media, Kanika Lal, and
Andrew Mena. Follow us. Tweet at us. Be our friends.
Subscribe.
Like
Comment.
it. Read some comments or write some comments, and then we'll read them for you.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Right back.
We'll do it too.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even trust us.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.